Hi, everyone. Today is May 25th, 2025, and we have a special guest back on the show, Laith Marouf. Laith joins us from Lebanon. Laith is an award-winning journalist and political commentator and has been working in the media since 1999. Laith is also one of the creators and producers of the volunteer TV station and news outlet Free Palestine TV, which can be found on all social media platforms via freepalestine.video. Free Palestine TV not only has the best analysis of what is going on in Palestine and West Asia of any English language news outlet, but they are one of the best sources of news from the front lines. And Free Palestine TV publishes several videos per day from the front lines of Palestine, including the West Bank and Lebanon. Due to the fact that it is so difficult to get reliable and accurate news from the mainstream media in the West, we are very grateful to have Laith join us on the Activist News Network for a weekly news update on the Palestinian resistance to Israel's occupation and genocidal campaign against Palestine. Laith, thank you for coming back on the show, and welcome back to the Activist News Network.
Great to be with you, Michael.
Just to jump right in, Laith, we wanted to first ask you about the two Israeli embassy staffers who were shot and killed on Thursday, May 22nd. The shooter, identified as Elias Rodriguez, chanted "Free, Free Palestine" as he was detained by nearby authorities. Many in the West have been quick to refer to the act as anti-Semitic, with U.S. President Donald Trump saying these horrific DC killings, based obviously on anti-Semitism, must end now. Hatred and radicalism have no place in the USA. Netanyahu's response has been to boost defense at embassies worldwide. First off, as this is a pro-peace and anti-war channel, we of course, do not support the alleged lone wolf killing of these two individuals, but we also condemn the hypocrisy and double standard of those that condemn the killing of these two individuals, but are either silent or even support the mass killing, genocide, and ethnic cleansing of Palestinians. Laith, turning the mic over to you, what is your reaction to this news, and what does the framing of the act as anti-Semitism indicate to you?
Well, obviously, I just want to say that up until now, this is the first Western citizen to actually take up arms, and fight against the genocide that is being committed in their name. And the second is that we have seen over the last 14 months, 20 months even, the Zionists target civilians, civilian homes, target diplomats, as we saw the bombardment of the Iranian embassy in Damascus. We've seen assassinations of Hezbollah or Hamas members while they're not on the battlefield, when they're home with their families, including here just a few days ago. There was a Hezbollah member going back. He's a part of the political structure, not even an armed wing, going back to deliver some food to his family, assassinated by 3 missiles from a drone. So there, as long as there is one law that applies and one set of rules that are acceptable for the Zionists to abide by, and another for everybody else, this is when we're going to have this contradiction. I would say the staff at the Zionist embassy, in my opinion, are legitimate targets in war, as this is what the Zionists and the Americans have done. We've seen the Americans assassinate diplomats like General Soleimani of Iran, arriving at the airport of Baghdad. This is what Trump did in his first term. So what Trump allows to himself should be allowed to everybody else. What the Zionists allow to themselves should be allowed for everybody else, as long as the international organizations that are there to govern relations between states and govern the acts of war are not active and are unable to govern. So right now, we're living in a situation where international law does not exist, where might makes right, where the indigenous people are slaughtered on live television day in and day out, and nothing is stopping those crimes. So we cannot be hypocritical in that sense. So if Trump, the American government, American officials, Israeli officials accept for themselves to target civilians and diplomats anywhere on this planet, then it should be allowed to the indigenous people that are and anyone who is supporting the liberation of Palestine to do so. Only when the Americans start condemning attacks on diplomats around the world by the Zionists and or by themselves, only when the American government condemns the killing of unarmed civilians in Lebanon, in Palestine, in Syria, in Iraq, in Yemen, then we can and should condemn this attack. If it's up to me, I personally believe that all officials that represent the Israeli government are legitimate targets. That's not even just to me. This is actually according to international law. They are engaged in a genocide. These officials that were assassinated in DC were part of the propaganda arm that was justifying the genocide and killing of children. Under international law, they are a legitimate target.
We state these facts only to let you know that those of us who are revolutionary, Pan-Africanists, is not because we love revolution. It is historically determined, and we have no alternative but to follow history and to use history for the benefit of our people.